sorry, we were just talking to Nick Pope before about kind of his beginnings, and obviously you came through it as sort of a professional club and always had that through your career. But do you think sort of working through the sort of the lower divisions, keeps you grounded and gives you a different but equally helpful football education and keeps you very much feet on the floor?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's a lot of people, the way that people come through is all different for everybody. Obviously, myself, Nick Pope and people like Jamie Vardy, we've all come through similar in terms of playing in the lower leagues. One thing for certain is that when you do generally play in the lower leagues, you generally do get experience of playing games week in, week out, which is really big, especially as a young boy. You see a lot of players in the Premier League who are very talented young boys, and then they don't really play or break into first team until 21, 22 years old. So, no, I think playing in the lower leagues, it's a big help in terms of playing week in, week out. I think by the age of 20 years old, I think I played around 160 games, which is quite a lot for a boy that age. And you see some players in the Premier League who might have not got the chance by then. So, no, I do think getting experience and learning your game by playing, because the best way you can learn in any game is by playing matches, and no, I think it helps in that behalf. Yeah.
Does it in some way make you a bit hungrier because you had to wait for your opportunity, and now I don't know, you line up against a lot, no disrespect to them, but they've sort of probably come through Premier League academies. Does it make you that much hungrier? Do you think?
I think it's hard to say because I haven't done it the other way, but myself, I've always been really hungry to play at the top level. Even when I was playing in League One, I always felt my aim and ambition was to play at the top. And I'm sure it's the same for everyone else. That's what everyone dreams of, playing in the Premier League. And obviously playing for your country is the pinnacle of everything. So, no, it's happened to me, and hopefully I can continue that.
Obviously everyone's different in whatever academies are in the Premier League, but like talented kids at 20, 21 who aren't getting game time, would you always recommend them? Maybe it's a big step, isn't it, taking a step down from the Premier League to say to the Championship or League One, but would you recommend them, would your advice to them be go and play a game?
I think you obviously got to look at the situation and what the situation is between the club and the player. The biggest thing is playing games for any footballer. If you're not playing games, you can't improve really. You can't develop your experience as a player. So I would recommend playing games. Obviously, there's the under-23 league, which is, I've watched it a few times with Leicester. It is a competitive league now. But there's nothing like on a Saturday at 3 o'clock putting your boots on and going out and playing a league game, playing for 3 points, where it means a lot. The pressure's on. So I would recommend that. But obviously, there's different ways in people can come through. You see people break through when they're 22, 23-year-old, and then they go through and they have successful top careers. So I think there's both ways it can be done. Just for myself, I was fortunate enough to play a lot of games when I was a young boy, and I made that step through the divisions.
You seem so comfortable on the ball. Was progressing when you were a youngster? Was there a player you used to watch and admire who you sort of maybe modelled yourself a little bit?
No, when I was growing up, I've always said I always looked up to John Terry and Rio Ferdinand, who I feel like at my time there was the best centre-half partnership I've watched really in my era. Both very good on the ball, both very comfortable. So no, I did look up to them, but probably the main reason is why I do feel myself comfortable on the ball is when I was a young boy, I did play centre midfield until I was 16 years old, and then I'm a little growth spurt and ended up playing centre half for a few games and managed to break through at centre half. So I'd say that's the main reason. But no, I did look up to John Terry and Rio Ferdinand, who like you've seen in the past years, they're very comfortable on the ball and able to bring the ball out from the back.
When you play every week with Jamie Vardy, your face lit up when you sort of thought back to it. Is it a battle of wills between the pair of you every training session? Do you put one over each other, and is there banter and all the rest of it? Is it that sort of personal duel every time?
Yeah, obviously, me and Vards, we get on really well. Both Sheffield lads, and we have a bit of banter all the time with each other. But no, in training, like I've said, it is a nightmare to play against. You've always got to be aware of him, and I know when I played against him at Hull, especially at the King Power game, when he was at Leicester away, he caused us all sorts of problems that day, and we worked on it tirelessly in training to the preview of the game, and we couldn't really stop him. I think they beat us 3-1 on the day, and they deserved to win the game when I was at Hull. So, no, I know what it's like to play against him, and I'm sure you could speak to a lot of defenders out there in the Premier League. They wouldn't like to play against him week in, week out.
Do you think, with so much focus on Harry Kane, it's actually a little bit disrespectful to Jamie? People don't appreciate quite what a good player he is, because everyone says, "Oh, we need Harry Kane," etc., etc. Do you think he's actually, because everyone says, "Oh, Jamie's so quick," but he's actually a lot more than that?
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Jamie, obviously he's quick, but he's an excellent finisher as well. But disrespectful, I wouldn't say in them terms, because at the moment Harry Kane's probably the best striker in the world. So he's scoring frequently. He's getting the Golden Boot in the Premier League the last couple of seasons. He's up there again. Obviously, he's been unfortunate with his injury this time, so he might come up a bit short. But no, he's on excellent form, Harry Kane, and there's nothing more than we can say about him. Hopefully he can, obviously, like I said, I wish him a quick recovery, and hopefully he comes back firing goals from now to the end of the season and takes the form into the World Cup.
Did your heart sink a bit when you saw the injury on his ankle?
Yeah, obviously he's a top player. Like I've said, there's no doubt about it, he's one of our best players. He's a goal scorer. You've just seen in recent years, and no, when he went down, I'm sure every England fan, every England staff, every England player wanted him to get back up. But no, it's hopefully it's good news, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
How's your luggage situation improved since the first and the black bin bag?
Oh, I've improved it to a white one now. I'm on a white one. Yeah. She's passed that one.
Any more questions?
I was just going to ask you, who's been your toughest opponent since you've been at Leicester this season?
I think there's a lot of... we had a real tough game away at Manchester City, if I'm honest. Sergio Aguero, I think he scored 3 or 4 that day, so I'd have to say with him. But I played against Harry Kane at the King Power, and we kept him quiet for 60 minutes. We're thinking we've done a good job, and then all of a sudden he puts one in the top corner from nowhere on a tight angle, and the game's back on. We was 2-1 up at the time. We managed to hold out, but no. From this year, obviously away at the Etihad, I think we didn't perform for Leicester, and Sergio Aguero scored 4 goals, so I'd have to go with himself.
Yeah, it feels like you really kicked on since you've been at Leicester, which is sort of the point, isn't it? It's sort of the World Cup. Do you feel that within yourself, like you've really improved as a player?
Yeah, I had obviously when I played for Hull, and it come to the end of the season, we unfortunately got relegated, which I was gutted about. I felt like I had to move on to try and obviously give my World Cup chance the best opportunity, and to try and stay in the Premier League. And obviously I felt Leicester was the right club. I felt it was the right place, the right time to go play week in, week out, which I've always said is massive for myself. I need to be playing week in, week out, and thankfully the managers, obviously Shakespeare and now Puel, have done that and showed great faith in me, and I can hopefully kick on with them.
It wasn't so long ago that you were the new boy in England camp, but your career and your international career progressed massively in that short period of time. Do you now feel that you not a shoe-in for the World Cup, but you're almost there, you're almost on the plane?
I think every time you do get selected for the squad, you start thinking that you're edging a tiny bit closer. There's no doubt about it. Every lad's dream when they're growing up, they want to play at the World Cup for the country. That's exactly the same as mine. Only what I can do is perform when I'm here and perform week in, week out for Leicester. And if I keep doing that, I'll give myself the best chance I can, and I'll have to see where it takes me.
There must have been a player really early on in your career when you first came across him and thought, a striker, and thought, wow, that was a tough test. Do you remember a particular game where, even at that level, it was tough, and now you're obviously playing against people like Jamie Vardy and Harry Kane? Is there someone who sticks in your mind? Yeah,
it's strange when you're a young boy. I was playing in League One, and I used to analyse my players quite a lot. But no, every week you used to think, oh, I'm up against another good test here.
It would be a good test then. Do you remember any?
I can remember playing against Gary Medine when he was at Sheffield Wednesday, and I was at Sheffield United in a big derby. He was always an handful. He's a good player. You used to think then, you used to obviously think then you think, oh, he's a top player. He's a great player, and he's going to be a handful. And he's hard to mark. But like you said, obviously I've progressed up the leagues, and you come across against people who's played at top levels for top many years.
And now it's Holland and Italy.
Yep. Now Holland and Italy, it don't get any easier.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
See ya. No problem.